right.
Good
It is
stuff.
7 o'clock. Let's call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilmember Sayer and a second by Councilmember Henry. Any further discussion? Nope. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right. There is no one in the audience this evening, so I will assume that there's no community comment, no presentations or reports, no public hearings. Moving on to the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
We have a motion by Councilmember Mock and a second by Councilmember McKnight. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. No unfinished business. For new business, we have the 2020 Community Survey. Mr. Merrick.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The City Council identified conducting a community survey as part of an initiative within the strategic plan. During a work session in 2019, Peter Leatherman of the Morris Leatherman Group presented and then answered questions for the City Council regarding community surveys. The proposal that provided by Morris Leatherman includes a telephone survey of 400 randomly selected households within Carver. And in your packet, you can see their proposal, how it relates to statistical accuracy. Our plan would be, once the council would approve this, or should the council approve this, we'd ask Peter Leatherman to set out a schedule of when this would be occurring, when people could expect calls, and then advertise and inform residents accordingly. The City Council reviewed and made recommendations for changes to the draft survey at your February 18th work session. And so in your packet, there is an updated survey. The council initially budgeted $15,000 in the 2020 budget to conduct the survey. The current survey with 95 questions would cost $17,000 to conduct. Those additional survey costs, should the council want to proceed, would be proposed to be funded through a future general fund budget amendment. So happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Questions, comments?
I needed a clarification from us on what we talked about on one of the sections. If you guys can help refresh my memory.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the city services, the questions 9 through 18, and about what the city provides. I had thought we were taking off the stormwater runoff question, but I thought we were including a question on city water. I know city water quality is later, but can you guys remind me what the proposal
we had
was?
storm water pond or something like that before, and we added the runoff and drainage. Was that right?
I remember, I think we changed
The wording.
wording.
Yeah.
So this is the new wording. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I needed. Okay.
I rechecked that one too.
Okay.
You know.
And I couldn't find my note on it, so thank you. That was what I needed.
The one thing that caught my eye, I like this, I think we did a good job of whittling down questions, even though it was just a few. I think that this is all really, really worthy investment, and if we're going to go ahead and do it, to ask the questions that we want to ask. And I think there were some questions on here that you guys remember from 2 weeks ago that I had struck off of my draft that I went through, but with Peter's explanation, it made sense as to you've got to ask this question to get this answer. So
yeah.
The inner workings were incredibly interesting. Just at the very top, where it says, "Hello, I'm so-and-so from the Morris Leatherman Company, a polling firm located in Minneapolis." The next sentence is that I think is just a little too highfalutin. We've been retained by the city of Carver. We say we've been hired or we're working with the city of Carver.
We've been hired.
Yeah, being
Yeah.
retained sounds like this is now
It's
going to be a
it's
legal
like-
matter.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we've been hired.
that works for me.
Okay. Are we okay to make that?
Yeah.
It's a little alarming. We've been retained by.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I just,
Yeah.
let's just have common language and.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, any other comments?
I think the minor modifications were good.
I will make a motion to approve the proposal from the Morris Leatherman Group to conduct a 2020 community survey for $17,000.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion by Mayor Johnson and a second by Councilmember McKnight. Any further discussion?
Yes. When I read through this, I didn't see any, but I think he took all the emotion out where the questions, do you feel? I didn't catch any, but I don't know if you guys caught any in
I
your
noticed-
grouping.
I noticed that it was, that was
Okay.
taken out. Yep.
Good. All right, that's all I had.
Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't notice
No
it
problem.
anywhere.
All right, any further discussion?
Mm-mm.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, Councilmember Communications. Councilmember McKnight.
We had a business alliance meeting. We talked about the Creekside Park a little bit. And I can't remember anything else that we highlighted.
Update on franchise fees.
Oh, yeah, we talked about the franchise fees, stuff like that. It was good participation at that meeting, so that was good. Participated in the Chaska Middle School West City Officials Day, and that was really fun. I enjoyed that. Should do it again next year.
I just want to remind everyone that this Wednesday is the testing of the sirens. So I know we have a lot of residents that live within earshot, so 1 p.m. on Wednesday for the outdoor warning sirens.
Good. You just reminded me of something. I thought that you were gonna say, reminding folks, we probably have a little time before our next meeting, but good to get it on the calendar now, but the Jonathan Carver Parkway Open House is on Wednesday, the 18th at 6:30 at the Carver Elementary. So we're gonna meet one more time before then. We'll remind everyone.
What was the date?
Wednesday, the 18th of March. Let's see, since we last met, as Brent mentioned in the work session, I presented for the Lower Minnesota River Watershed District Board on the 19th. We're hoping to get some, we talk about the levy project and looking for funding partners. We're hoping that they will be one of those funding partners. It was kind of left up in the air, but city staff is going to reach out to the Watershed District's staff to figure out what the next steps are for that. The Southwest Metro Chamber has a leadership group that actually Brenda Good is part of, and they met here on the 20th, and I was part of a panel discussion for that. Local Government Day, Christy and I shared a class along with Commissioner Malushnik, and it was good and fun and lots of the questions were
Yeah,
quick and good.
yep, it's a fun day, so.
And then this morning, Brent and I, as part of the community leaders group with the school district, the school district had that core community leaders group, which is folks from the county, and then also every mayor and city manager for each of the 4 communities. It was only Chaska and Carver folks there today, but along with some of the members of the business community. And we did a focus group for the superintendent's search. So if you guys have gone online and done the survey, if you haven't, you should go online and do it. Everybody watching this should go online and do it. But if you do that survey, the questions that we kind of worked through were essentially those same questions, just in longer format and being able to get into a little bit more detail. So that was a good thing to be part of. That's it for me.
Excuse me, we have a meeting coming up for the HPC this month. We are going to be doing some review. We've had one of the members doing some research on how other cities work with their historical districts, and then whether or not there's possibilities of having any kind of incentives for downtown businesses. So they've been doing a little research on that, and then we're going to come back and talk about that in a week and a half. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else.
We didn't have a planning commission meeting last month. We might have one this month. I think there's one on the docket. I'd like to tell everybody to go vote in the primary tomorrow. Other than that, can't think of anything else. Got nothing?
Okay, all right. Mr. Mayor? All right, that'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion by Councilmember Mock, a second by Councilmember Henry. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Good evening.